What's up, guys? Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com and YouTube.com and wherever else you're watching, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Thank you guys for watching. Got some pretty good questions today, I must say. I mean, you guys are always sending good questions for the most part. I haven't had a facepalm gimmick. I know I haven't heard today with the thing right here. But thank you guys for watching. Let's see what we got here today. This is from Boston JM15, obviously from Boston, Massachusetts. Hey Jeff, love the show. I was just wondering, how long do you think this whole anonymous GM thing is going to last, and how he or she would be discovered when the time comes? Well, personally, I thought it was going to be announced at Over the Limit when Brett came out and helped Michael Cole get beat up. I thought, I was cocksure Brett was going to be announced as the GM. I thought that was going to happen right then and there, but obviously I was wrong. Aaron brings up a good point. You know, they probably haven't really in mind yet. Seriously, they probably have just gone on with this long enough because they don't know what to do to resolve it. So they're just going to keep shoving it down our throats and having us listen to Michael Cole until we get sick of it to the point where we stop watching. Now, granted, I've stopped watching. I mute his ass. I've been muting his ass for 13 years, so you know I'm not one to talk. I'm biased. But when the right person comes along, when they figure out what they're going to do, it'll be dropped like a bad habit. I guarantee it. They'll undo the storyline, that'll be the end of it. But they're waiting to see how it plays out. Okay. This is from Germantown, Maryland. This is KJAG23's question. Hey Jeff, rumors are surfacing more and more of Batista's return to WWE in 2011. If that's the case, what do you think the WWE will do with guys like Mason Ryan, who has the same look? They're not the same person? I thought it was Batista. I could have sworn. Alright. Shows how much I know. This is from Evil Dead Drew in Buffalo. Yay, Buffalo. Your team sucks, but that's okay. We love you anyway. Jeff, what do you think about Vince McMahon making wrestlers pay for their own insurance? You know, I'm not a fan of that, to be honest with you. I mean, most high-end jobs these days will cover employees' 401k, dental, medical, that type of stuff. And for Vince McMahon, who has these guys sign their life away for X amount of years, who have them on the road for 200 plus days a year, who have them wrestle in matches, get concussions, and keep finishing the match, and then get evaluated, to not cover them on insurance, I think, is royally fucked up. I think that's barbaric and hideous to even do to your employee. I mean, it's one thing if, you know, you're, let's say, a lawyer, a law firm, and the lawyers are making that amount of money and they're paying for their own insurance. That's one thing, okay? But if you've got guys who are, you know, in the ring, on the road 200 days a year, sacrificing their lives, their well-being, everything like that, for the sake of making you money, you gotta cover their insurance. That is FUBAR. If you know what FUBAR means, Google it. That is completely, I'll just tell you what it is. Fucked up beyond all recognition. That's what that is. That's FUBAR. And WWE making the guys pay for their own insurance is completely FUBAR. This is from Oxford, England. Hey Jeff, if you were in charge of improving the prestige of the U.S. Intercontinental titles to the level they once were, who would you put in title contention and why? Well, they were going down the right path when they had like Bryan Danielson and Sheamus and Kofi Kingston and everything like that. But the problem was, when Bryan won the title, he wasn't like put into storylines with mid-card guy A and mid-card guy B over the championship. He was in a love triangle with Gail and the quadrangle, with Gail and the Bellas. It's like, you've got the best wrestler on the planet holding your mid-card championship, and he's not even wrestling every week. He's making out with Gail Kim, who they've also booked into oblivion, and flirting with the Bellas. You know, that's not the way to make the U.S. title prestigious. Have it defended here and there more often than it was. Have him face guys like Dolph Ziggler, John Morrison, R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, I can't believe I said that, Kofi Kingston. There's so many guys that aren't in the John Cena, Randy Orton land that can competitively fight over the U.S. Championship. And on the Intercontinental Championship side, you've got Wade Barrett, who is coming into his own more and more as a singles competitor. You've got Ezekiel Jackson, who challenged for him at the last pay-per-view. You know, there's so many mid-carders in this company that are going to tapings and sitting on their ass. Okay, I'll be straight up with you right now. Do you know who I want to see as U.S. champion? I want to see Zack fucking Ryder as the United States Heavyweight Champion. Because Zack Ryder will go out there and defend the title with great matches, and then he'll be goofy and entertain us. He'll go on Long Island IZ and show that belt to everybody. Look what I got, man. Broski of the Week is the U.S. Championship. That would be compelling. That would bring me in. That would make me want to go, you know what? Yeah, I got to sit here and wait for Cena at the end of the night, but you know what? I'm going to see Zack Ryder and Bryan Danielson and Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio and John Morrison and R-Truth and all these guys. But no, we see the U.S. champion making out with the Bellas and Gail Kim when he was champion. And then the Ginger wears it, and Ginger Pride, whatever, but he changes his title so he can look more like U.S. born. And then he drops to Kofi after a couple weeks. Fail. And then you have the Intercontinental Championship embroiled in a feud with his own core member. It's like, no. Spread the wealth. Give these mid-card guys a run. Christ's sakes. Alright. Enough of me ranting, but you know, I take that back. Before I get to my plugs, because I do want to plug my other show and other things, you guys seem to have a problem with the fact that I sneeze too much, or I wipe my nose too much, or I cough too much. You know what? This right here is a Benadryl. Is it actually Benadryl? It's not even Benadryl, it's the fucking generic. I'm buying the generic shit for you people. I take this every time I step into this house because there's cats here, there's dust, anything like that. But you know what? I'm a human being. I'm going to have a tickle in my nose. It's going to happen. And I can't just shut the world down and restart 15 minutes worth of taping because I got to sneeze. I've said this time and time again. Nobody forced you to go on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Nobody puts a gun to your head, all 10,000 plus of you, whoever actually watched the show out of the 19,000, and says, watch the Ginger or die, bitch. If you don't like the show, don't watch the show. Go watch Zack Ryder. He doesn't itch his nose, and he's more of a goof than me. Or you can just suck it up and ask me the questions nicely and stop bitching about every fault I have. I'm human. I'm a father of a 3-year-old who's losing his hair in stress. And sometimes I have a bad day. Okay? Get over it. Facebook.com/TalkWrestlingHost. I'm sure I'm going to get comments now after that little rant. But trust me, I love you guys. You guys keep me paid. You guys keep me entertained by the combos on Facebook and everything like that. But I'm just so sick of the fucking drama and bullshit and bitching. It's like, I graduated high school for a reason. Fuck. YouTube.com/NoDQCAW. YouTube.com/Renegade of Wrestling. We're getting the subscriber count up on that page. We're loving it. Dad's is going strong. JJ show is going strong. So watch those shows too. You can get your Jeff fix 4 times a week if you do that. Sometimes 5. We have pay-per-view predictions. That's 5 days of Jeff, baby. See you next time.